Love Notions Fraser Cardigan. Stay tuned. Hi sewers, I'm Carrie and welcome to Sew Darn Fun, a channel that focuses on clothing alterations, pattern reviews, and useful sewing how-tos. Today we're going to focus on Love Notions Fraser Cardigan. This is my first Love Notions make, so I'm anxious to jump into it, give you my review on this pattern, and then answer the important question, would I make it again? Should you make it? What drew me to this pattern? Well, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and having things that are cozy during the springtime and winter are always a must. So the idea of having a cardigan that looked like it could be so snuggly was very appealing to me. I liked the clean, simple lines of this cardi. I liked the curved hemline. I liked the length under the buttocks length and pockets. I am a pocket girl, so if you can put pockets in it, for me, put pockets in it. I'll always shove my little Kleenex or something in there. So it's very useful to me. I ordered some fabric from sewsoenglish.com, and all the links to everything I mentioned will be below. And it was called Super Plush. And I had never ordered this before, and I got it on a really good deal. I don't think they're carrying it right now, but it might be something seasonal that they put on. So keep your eye open. I would actually recommend this fabric because it's so super soft and cuddly. And when I got the fabric, I thought, I really want to make something that I feel like I could just kind of wrap myself up and just be warm. And then Love Notions came out with the Fraser Cardigan pattern, and I thought, I wonder if I could couple the two together and make it work. The Love Notions pattern recommends that the fabric that you use be at least 25% stretch, and it needs to stretch in both directions, so that would be horizontally and vertically. This fabric had minimal stretch. I didn't actually test to see if it was 25%, but I just knew that I wanted to couple this pattern fabric combination. I could always go a size bigger if I felt that it needed more room, but being that it's not super fitted, it seemed like it should work. The pattern sizing has measurements. They want you to go by your hip measurement for this particular make, but then you also have a regular bust and full bust option, and the measurements are given very clearly in the instructions on how to choose that. I went with a small. I was sort of in between sizes, and it recommends that if you're in between sizes to choose the smaller size. So I went ahead down to a small. I chose the regular bust option because I didn't really quite make that full bust measurement. And the pattern is drafted for somebody who is 5'5". I'm 5'8", but I want to do it just like the pattern is to see how that drafting will fit me. So my idea for making this particular cardigan with this fabric was that I was going to sort of get more of like a jacket cardigan. So I don't know if it would be a jacket again or a cardigan jacket. Anyway, was kind of my idea. So I'll kind of take you along the journey, kind of check in a little bit as I'm continuing my make. I'm not going to show you me sewing. You don't need to see that, but just kind of my perspective and how I think things are going. And then when I've got it done, I'll come back here and talk about my whole experience and maybe help give you some information to let you decide whether this is something that you want to try or not. So let's go. These are the pattern pieces for the Fraser Cardigan by Love Notions. And you've noticed I've got some of the pieces that are white. I've decided to use the inside of this fabric, which is really fuzzy, for some of the trim on the bottom, the pockets, the hood. I'm making the hoodie version of this. So I have some extra pieces. There's a hood over here. We can see most of it. I've also got the trim laid near the closest part that I could do in laying out on the table of where they would go on the patterns. Over here, there's the pocket, and you can see the shape will fit nicely right here along the front edge. We have the sleeve over here with the white cuff that's going to be folded over and used at the edge of the sleeve. We have neck binding here. We have the front binding here. It goes all the way around that curved bottom, and then a separate piece that goes and spans along the back. These are the pieces And the pattern directions look really straightforward. I can't wait to dive into this and put this beautiful cardigan together. And we'll see how the fit is. I'm not making any changes to the pattern. I'm making a straight small. And here we go. Just wanted to give you a real quick update on my progress so far. So far the instructions seem simple. Everything has gone together very easily. And I think I like the fact that I'm going to do the trim and the band with this white fuzzy. I'm liking the way that this looks so far. So I chose the hooded version, and you can see I've got the hood on. Probably the most complicated part so far was making sure that I have the edges of the hood aligned with the marks that are on the front. So be sure that you mark those if you make this pattern. The most daunting part for me is all the pieces that go together to make the band that goes all the way around the bottom, up around the hood, all in one piece. And so we have all these pattern pieces with, it almost seems like miles of band, many layers. There's like 4 pieces of this one right here. And then there's 4 pieces of this one right here. Couple pieces of the one in the back. Each pattern has a notch or 2 marks, or a notch on one end and no mark on the other. So these are very, very clearly marked on the pattern. So put those on your pattern pieces. It's very clearly mentioned in the instructions, so that's important. So now I will embark on doing the band portion. The band is put together in one circular piece. The band will be one piece as I sew it on, but it'll be double layered. And since I'm going to do the wrong side on the outside, I will sew actually the wrong sides together, and then they will fold this way. And now you can see then it's 2 layers. That's why there's so many layers of this cut. 2 layers for each band, except the center back band, because there's only one center back, but there's 2 front pieces, if that makes any sense. So that's why we've got 4 band pieces for the front, because there's 2 go here, 2 go here. 2 pieces for the center back, because there's only one center back. If you can make sense of that, good for you. So let's get on with the continuation of these bands, and then when I'm finished, I'll give you my complete ideas, my review, my opinion on this whole make. And here we are with the finished Fraser cardigan. All in all, the directions were very easy to understand. The only thing that might have been a little confusing to me, if I had to be real nitpicky, was the assembling of this binding that goes all the way around. Being that it's piece after piece after piece sewn in like a big long circle, sort of, but it has to follow the shape of your cardigan. And depending on whether you're sewing the hoodie on, this one has the hoodie, or not, you use different pieces. Now each piece has notch or slash marks at the end, so you know where to match it up to the other piece, and that's clear. But if you accidentally grab like the inside of the facing piece rather than the outside, then you might not be sewing together the correct shape. But in the directions, it shows a picture, so you got to pay attention to the picture to make sure that you have the right pieces sewn together so that you don't get a funny S shape when it should actually be more circular around like that. That's the only caution that I have. Other than that, it was really, really straightforward and really easy. The only change that I made from the pattern was that I took in the back right here just a little bit so that it would follow the curve of my back. I tend to have a little bit more of a sway back. So I just took it in a little bit more along the center back seam, which is really the benefit of having a center back seam. You can really make it follow your shape more. That's the only alteration that I did to this. And remember that this was made to fit a 5'5" person. It is plenty long on me. I can't imagine trying to lengthen it to make it fit my height when this is just really plenty long. It goes way under my bum, probably mid-thigh. I've got this one out of the fabric that isn't quite as stretchy as they're asking for, but I couldn't stop here. I made one more, and I'm actually going to go put it on for you so you can see it. And it's out of a nice, super stretchy fabric. Once again, it's a fabric that I did get from So English, and it's a little bit crazy, but I think it's a lot of fun. Here's the one I made out of the stretchy fabric. This is my second one No hoodie on this one. I just wanted this one straight across the back. And it's really fuzzy. I don't think that So English has this all the time. I got it on a special bundle. I don't even know what it was called, but it's so soft and really, really stretchy. I did the same thing to the back. Again, it's plenty long. I don't think you can quite see, but it's really long. The pockets might feel a little bit like they want a bag because the fabric is so drapey. So I might think about maybe putting a button or maybe a snap. Have to think about that a little bit to see if I really want to draw attention down here, which might not be a good thing if you don't want attention drawn to this area. One more thing. The sleeves, I did not put a cuff on these. The cuff is optional, so I cut it the length that it said for a non-cuff, and I would say that's maybe a little short. It's not going to bother me that much since I like to pull things up a little bit, but it's probably a little bit short for my arm length, and I don't know that my arms are particularly long. It's just, for me, it would be better, maybe an inch longer. Would I make this again? Absolutely. Should you make it? Probably. This is just going to be one of the most versatile, easy patterns to wear. Just throw on, clean, simple lines. You can make it more dressy, you can make it more casual. There's so many ways that you can make this. I would say that it is really a home run. I think the fit that Love Notions put into this is spot on. It fits me. I don't have any trouble with the sleeves. I don't have any trouble with the circumference. I just think that it's a really great pattern, honestly. So this is going to get a 2 thumbs up from me. If you want to try out a pattern from Love Notions and you don't know which one to start with, and especially if you live in a climate where it's maybe a little cold and damp and you can use a cardi to throw on, try this one. It's really going to work well for you, and I just want to give a shout out to Love Notions for making such a great pattern. Thank you for joining me today on So Darn Fun. I hope you got some information that might help you decide whether or not you want to go the indie pattern route and get something from Love Notions. Easy to download, print it off on your printer, tape them together. Admittedly a little time consuming, but there's no shipping charges and you can just do it at your own leisure. Lots of size options. It's really a fun way to go. That's my review. I'll see you next time on So Darn Fun.